your spouse is a Christian. You go to church together, you're in a small group together, everyone knows you both. But one day you come home early and you're surprised to see your spouse watching porn. And you're so shocked and you don't even know what to do and you don't even know who to talk to. Alan Parr is going to answer that question. What do I do when I catch my Christian spouse watching porn? A few months ago, we decided to have a marriage conference. We called it the Marriage Questions Conference because we knew people had marriage questions, but a lot of the questions are kind of embarrassing to ask. So we decided to bring in 3 really great Bible teachers, Mike Winger, Alan Parr, and Sean McDowell. We spent 8 hours answering over 80 difficult marriage questions, and this was the question that I asked Alan Parr to answer. What do I do when I catch my Christian spouse watching porn? Watch this. My husband is a Christian, but I caught him watching porn. Now we're going to hit the whole porn issue with Mike later on in the evening session, I think it is. The problem as a Christian and a Christian is that, like everyone at church knows my husband, let's just say, no one would ever expect this of him, but now I'm a Christian woman and I can't tell my friends because they all, now there's this weird, I'm stuck and I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? Help.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's important for us to understand fully the nature of pornography and the draw for it, right? We have to understand what is drawing this man or woman, right? Because statistics show 70% of all Christian men struggle with porn, 30% of all Christian women, and 50% of all leaders, Christian leaders, admit, this is the people that admit to it, struggling with pornography or have watched it within the last month. So it is an issue. 50%, 70%, 30%. It's a real issue. So the first thing, like I said, we have to understand is the nature of it. Pornography, let me just say this. Men who are strongly struggling with lust and pornography are doing so because of it's a two-pronged desire. It's a desire for frequency and variety. And I know there's not anything that any woman in here wants to hear, right? But most men who are struggling with this, they have a strong desire for frequency and variety. Now, what's the problem? The problem is pretty obvious. Marriage was only designed to solve one of those two. It's designed to solve the frequency desire, right? You're single, you don't have the frequency. You get married, if your marriage is working in a healthy way, you should be able to have your needs met on a frequent basis. But that does not solve the other problem, which is variety. Okay, I've got frequency, but I'm bored with one. So now I need to get my needs met. I want to have something different or someone different or this, that, and the other. And that's where the draw of pornography comes in. So we have to understand why it's such a draw first and foremost. But the other thing I would say to the woman who's dealing with is that you don't internalize it. This is his issue. This is not your issue. There is nothing wrong with you. It doesn't matter whether you've gained weight, whether you've lost weight, whatever. No. A man who is watching pornography, that is his issue that he needs to deal with, that more than likely he was dealing with before he met you, and he probably didn't tell you whenever he was dating, because what man would want to admit that, right? And this is probably a struggle, a stronghold in his life that he has had for a very long time. So that's proof that it's not you, because it's something that he was probably dealing with before he ever met you. So don't internalize it and think that, oh, man, my husband has to watch this because he's not attracted. No. A man can be strongly attracted to you and also be attracted to what he sees on the screen. Also, as hard as this may be, encourage him. Encourage him. If he's a Christian man, more than likely he knows it's wrong. More than likely he feels the conviction of the Holy Spirit when he's doing this, and he knows that this isn't something that he wants to or should be doing. So encourage him along those lines and help him understand that there is freedom in this. Another thing I'd say would be accountability. Encourage him. Once again, as Sean said, you can't make him do anything, but encourage him to get some accountability. And one of the things that I think would be great would be something like Covenant Eyes, right? Which will filter the websites that he may visit, so that even if he wants to go to XXX.com or whatever it is, right, he can't get there because it's filtered. It blocks it. But also, what I love about it is that you can create allies. You can have someone else who is aware of the websites that you're going to, and when you go visit a website that you shouldn't, they get an alert and say, you know what, Alan just visited XXX.com, and that friend can call you and say, hey, brother, what's going on, right? So he's going to need to get some accountability. And then the last thing I'll say is prayer and patience. Pray for your husband, pray for your spouse, or your wife if she's the one that's struggling with it. But patience. This isn't something that this man developed overnight. And so it's probably not something that he's going to get freed from overnight. This is going to have to be a process, and that's where the suffering is going to come in. That's where the patience is going to come. That's where the pain is going to come in, because it might take some time for him to experience true freedom.
And you could take that whole idea of porn into anything. My husband is the sort of alcoholic. My husband, or whatever. You know what I mean? And having that same viewpoint, like they've had this for a long time. Now let's continually pray and encourage them to get better. So that's good. Hopefully, if that is the situation that you were in, that Alan was able to help you. If you want to watch the rest of this session, you can click on the link below. Have a good day.